Australian problem भी आज भी था।
Very good afternoon to everyone. This is truly an excellent opportunity for learning at this CME-cum-workshop Innovations, Intellectual Property Rights and Patent making. Our winner of the Department of Biochemistry, I am Dr. Viyatprajna Acharya, first year PG resident, and Dr. first year PG resident. An opportunity to welcome you all, both on online and offline mode. Now, I would like to invite our Professor Dr. Viyatprajna Acharya ma'am to address the session.
A very good afternoon to one and all present online and offline. It's a real privilege and our good opportunity that we could conduct a CME-cum-workshop with such a different topic. And I immensely thank our management to have given all kinds of support. I, as the organizing chairman, thank everybody. And as we know, the session actually has started 7 days back with inviting ideas from our student innovators. And it will continue 7 days after also. So today, to begin with the session, let me I, Professor Dr. Viyatprajna Acharya, as the organizing chairman on behalf of Department of Biochemistry, KIMS KIT DU, Bhubaneswar, welcome all again. So as doctors, we have always thought about the benefit of mankind. Natvam kamaye rajyam na swargam napur na bhavam kamaye dukha taptanam praninam artinashanam. So always we have been working towards benefit of our society, the mankind, and innovations are also targeted towards that. How to better our life, how to make better what is still best at present time. So that is how our innovations have come up. From years, we have been innovating, bettering ourselves. So with this brief introduction, why we chose this topic, but we don't know where to take our ideas. So today our eminent speakers will guide us through the basics of IPR and patent, what it is, how to go about it, and enlighten us with their knowledge and experience. So With this, I'll invite our esteemed Principal Sir, Brigadier Dr. Professor Dr. A.P. Mohanty Sir, MS Dr. R.C. Das Sir, our Senior Professor Biochemistry, Professor Dr. Shri Krishna Mahapatra Sir, to come over and do the lamp lighting ceremony. Without invocation of the Almighty, it all feels very half-hearted. So kindly come over and light the lamp. Ano Bhadraha Pratavo Yantu Vishwatah. Let noble thoughts come to us from all and every direction in the universe. That has been the message of Indian scriptures from years and years, from decades. We have been emanating this message, this vibes to the entire world, and let it be so in the future also. And let take our nation and do more benefit to the mankind with our innovation that is targeted for the benefit of the mankind. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkham bhave. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Now I'll request our respected Principal Sir to speak a few words before beginning the main talk sessions. Sir, kindly come over to the dais.
Thank you, Professor Viyatprajna. Good afternoon to all. This is an event. This is being managed rather by the Department of Biochemistry and those people who are interested in innovations and patent. Our respected Medical Superintendent, Professor R.C. Das, the Vice Principal, Professor Subhanshu Patra, Professor Shri Krishna Mahapatra, who has been the previous HOD by Department of Biochemistry, now is the Senior Professor in charge of the academics, Dean Research, Professor Ramnath Misra, all the heads of the departments, faculties, students, and those faculties and other delegates who are online. Besides this, we have a privilege of very reputed speakers who have been invited from outside. To name few, Dr. Vijay Kumar Sahu, he is in the Department of National Research Development Corporation. He is one of the leaders in the innovations with a lot of ideas. He is actually the best resource person that we realize. Professor Ashok Chaudhary, he has been the Professor of Hepatology in ILBS before. Now he's in Narayan Health, Delhi, but he's now also our visiting professor in hepatology. He'll be also joining. They're all waiting outside for the Professor Sahu. We have got Mr. Viyatprajna Acharya. He'll be speaking online from the University of Marwadi University of Gujarat. And Dr. Subhasmita Chakrabarti, the consultant biochemistry. This is TMC, stands for Tata Medical Center. I think these are quite reputed, experienced people who can speak on innovations, patent, and the IPR. Besides, we have also got our own resource. We start with mostly Professor Ashok K Badamali. He's here. He's a cardiac anesthetist, but it takes out time for innovations, patents, and has been awarded quite a number of times. We have got other people who are also with us in the institute. Is Professor Viyatprajna, one of that. Professor there is another lady from the College of Keith is Vishwa Pandita Kar. They are in all working together. Dr. Nirmal Garabadu, all those people are also associated. But the thing is that it has not been adequate. When I had my undergraduate or postgraduate education, I never knew the role of patent in the medical college or part of the curriculum to take the university ahead. Definitely. Things were happening, still happening. I only came to know here when it was realized is one of the very important indicators for assessment and ranking of the university. KIT University as such has got very high ranking for those people who are joining us online. It is now the best university in Odisha and Eastern India. The rank in the Times Higher Education World University ranking is 601. It is so high that even IITs of some places they are not at par. We have upgraded our position to 20. KIMS, the medical college under this university, we have a NIRF ranking of 30. We were 36 in last year, but I realized we could have been in the 20 also because of this particular factor, that is patent innovations. Our people are doing innovations, but it was not part of our institute. So that's why there is a requirement for the students or young workers to sensitize about the role of patent in the ranking, in the development, innovation, and helping the mankind and the medical science in particular. So this is the aim of this particular CME-cum-workshop. I think you should carry all those messages from the experts and practice in your own field. I think the ideas should mostly come from the students or those who are working with the equipments or at bedside also. That is not available elsewhere, and get by collaborative also. Like Dr. Badamali has invented something in consultation engineering students of engineering college in Bhubaneswar. So this is the aim of this particular CME. Besides, Department of Biochemistry has taken a sort of leading role in this, and let us listen to them. Mostly those people who have come from outside, they're speaking from outside, and that's all. And I'll like to also thank the Department of Biochemistry to organize this at a short notice. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Now I would like to thank you very much, sir. Now I would like to call upon our respected Professor Dr. Sri Krishna Mahapatra, sir, who is the Senior Professor in the Department of Biochemistry, KIMS, to address our first speaker of the day, Mr. Viyatprajna Acharya, sir, who is the Assistant Professor at the Department of Computer Engineering from Marwari University, Gujarat. So please, I request sir to come up on the dais and address the speaker.
Very good afternoon to all of you. I have the pleasant work of introducing Viyatprajna Acharya to all of you. He had his MCA from IGNOU, followed by MTech from PPUT in 2012, and is pursuing PhD in Burla, Viyatprajna Institute of University of Technology, and incidentally he has some brief stint in KIT University also. Many publications to his credit, and importantly, he has got about 50 patents to his credit. Let's hear from him. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Sri Krishna Mahapatra, sir. And I am audible. Sorry. Okay, thank you. I would like to thank you, Professor C.B.K. Mohanty, Prof. and Chief Pattern and Pattern Professor Prince Brigadier Professor Mohanty, sir, Principal, teams, and Advisor, Professor Dr. Sri Krishna Mahapatra, and Organizing Chair, Dr. Viyatprajna Acharya, and welcome to all respected Dean, Director, and all faculties here present. Now I introduce what is IPR and patents in academic. Before going into patents, we have to know what is IPR, intellectual property right, and what are the different forms of intellectual property. Before starting also IPR or patents, I would like to introduce what is the need of this, or I gave one small example here. This is the simple drop of cap. During pandemic, whenever first phase of pandemic, first phase of shutdown and lockdown, the cost in Bhubaneswar market especially, I am telling, it goes up to 15 rupees, but which is available in 2 to 3 rupees normal. Due to lack of manufacturing or unavailability in that period, it goes up to 15 rupees of this cap only. Again, another example, COVID-19 vaccination in India. There is 2 vaccines generally used in India, in our country. That is, one is Covishield and another one is our original Indian Covaxin, that is vaccine, that is Covaxin. But Covaxin generally in Bhubaneswar, the Covaxin largely gave. In others part of states only Covishield provided. So majority of revenue taken by Serum Institute of, Oxford AstraZeneca. The partner was Serum Institute of India. But our vaccination, which covered very minimal, that is Covaxin. So it is the impact to also economic. How much cost we spent for vaccination process, and how much our country gain, or how much goes outside. So now come into what is property. Generally, property we know, one is tangible, another is intangible. Tangible, we have something, that is vehicle, house, cash, but intangible, that is our degree, maybe goodwill, that is the intangible. So another aspect of intangible property, that is intellectual property. Intellectual property evolutions, there are many forms: intellect, then property, then we have to own that property, so it comes to right. So whenever idea converted to expression, that can be copyright. Idea, whenever comes to innovation and invention, that can be patent. Then idea, quality plus identity, it can be trademark. Idea, appearance and design. If idea converted to only appearance, that means design or industrial design, we can say. Whenever idea converted into only keep in confidential, not disclosure, that can be trade secret. Again, we have to come to intellectual property and intellectual property right. Intellectual property, that which result from a creation of intellect in industrial, scientific, literary or artistic field. Any field we can do, that is in use in industrial sector, scientific research, literary or artistic field. Intellectual property are the exclusive right granted to the owner of the said property of its commercial exploration, subject to the provision of national laws and international agreement with the view to reward the intellectual property. That in the form of certain rules and regulations. I will explain in later slide also. It has some agreement, that is some boundary also, some specific region with national and international law or agreement. IPR can be assigned or licensed for financial benefits, for its marketability or if commercialized. Intellectual property ideas, information and knowledge. Intellectual means it is creative output, and property because it can be tradable. So intellectual property rights are specific legal rights which protect the owners of intellectual property. Includes patent and copyright or any form. Also database right, design right, trademark, know-hows, trade secret, like this. Intellectual property right can be traded and used to generate income. Whenever the inventor develops anything and that can be manufactured by any manufacturer, so both manufacturer and inventor will generate some income as per the agreement. Manufacturer, what is the proportion that can be decided as per agreement. A product or service can always be protected in multiple ways. One by one, we can see how it is. For example, if we complete a product or we have to design or manufacturing one product, that can have multiple layers. Patents, that is, what is patents? New invention. New invention can be patentable, which prevents from making, selling, using the invention. That means why we need patent or which can be patentable. That is, new invention can be patentable. Why? That is stop from making, selling, or using the invention. Trademark, that is the product identifier. Then a business house uses trademark. For example, Colgate T, that is the trademark of Colgate logo. Stop others from using your product name, logo, or jingles. Registered design, external appearance. For example, smart bins. We developed one design that is smart bin. We have to specify the 7 sides of a bin, which cannot be used by any other. So if any manufacturer wants to manufacture on this design, that manufacturer have to take permission from us. Or we have to approach some manufacturer. We have a design of this. if possible, we can manufacture. If manufacturer ready to manufacture, then the inventor can benefit, or society also benefit. Then know-how, information not publicly known, that is licensed to other generate revenue. That is the one is a service, any service. Medical practitioner also can be. Copyright, original creativity or artistic forms. In this category, we can do any new creativity, that is artistic form, that can be paint, sing, song, or dance, anything. Stop others from using writing literally, words, art, photograph, film, TV, music, etc. Then database rights. Databases, applicable to databases, can be licensed to others to generate revenue. That is Google also use. Gmail we used that database provided by Google database. Up to 25 GB they providing freely. After 25 GB you have to pay per monthly basis or yearly basis. Or Amazon Web Service, the cloud provided space, that is database. Multiple layers of IP protection can be used simultaneously for a complete product. Then most common thing, that is copyright. Copyright is a protection offered to the works created by authors of literally, dramatic, artistic, musical works, producer of a cinematographic films or sound recordings. Cinematographic films and sound recordings, both can be. A copyright protects the particular manner in which works, content, and ideas are expressed. It is a bundle of rights, including right, reproduction, communication to public, adoption, and translation. For example, whenever a producer produces movie, that these things are including. That is the right of reproduction or communication to public, that is the distribution to any hall, cinema hall, that is under this category. Idea, fact, title, and slogan cannot be copyright. For particular idea, whenever we convert into a piece of any application, that can be copyright. Copyright protection is available to writing, using, sculptures, printing, lectures, choreographic works, map, cinematographic works, technical drawing, translation, etc. Protection also extended to multimedia production also. The main criteria for the preparation of work under copyright law is that it should be original. Here is the example of invention and innovation. Now, these are computing device or computer are very common. So in 1946, the computer was like this. Then in 64, this come to in this form. Then 1981 in the PC form. 1999, that is the laptop form. Again, nowadays the mobile form. Any mobile not need also laptop. In mobile, many people are doing many things. So this is the invention and innovation. The invention is the generation of an idea that can resolve a technical problem. First, we have no computing device. That time we invent something new, that is the computer in 1946 in this form. After some innovation, that reached in mobile. So invention and innovation, the difference is 1946 to now. This is the innovation step or invention. The innovation can be considered as an interactive process that has place in a different phases of product construction. The example we saw in last slide. Innovation. In economic terms, innovation describes the development and application of idea and technology that improve goods and service or make their production more efficient. For example, already one product or one service already exists. If we change anything in the form of shape or functionality, we added some functionality. That is the innovative step. We can also file patent for that innovative step. Example, in classic example, steam engine. Steam engine uses in 18th century in factories, enabling mass production, and they later revolutionized to transport with the railway. First, generally, steam engine developed for factory use. Later, we used in railway. More recently, information technology transformed the way companies produce and sell their goods and service while opening up new market and new business models. That is all as prediction or market basket scheme, that is online, all things, all market business possible through online mode. Initially, whenever we develop IT, that not more, that not in mind actually. Now we developed many things. Then patent. Patent is a grant of exclusive legal right by the government to the applicant for this disclosed invention for a limited period, which is enforced only in the country where patent is granted. A grant is an exclusive legal right by the government to the inventor or applicant for his or disclosed invention for a limited period, generally standard patent for 20 years, or some country providing innovation patent that varies actually 8 years to 10 years, which is enforced in a geographical location. If we apply in India government for IP, that will on only India. That patent in India only, enforced in India. If you apply in Australia, that patent in India, Australia only. So in graphical representation, that thing actually, it is an agreement for some years, like 20 years. Standard patents, 20 years, but copyright has longevity generally. Longevity means 60 years, or death after, some country also provides death 50 years after death of a creator or copyright holder. That is a document for an inventor or assign having techno-legal document. It's the combination of technical and legal documentation that is satisfy novelty, inventive step, industrial applicability. The patent should be or must be, we can say it is must be, novelty. It is produced or it is completed by some inventive steps. It has some application, industrial application. If it cannot be used in industrial application, then the patent has no value. Patent systems, generally, it's the role of government to balance between patented interest and public interest by the protection of patent or protection of invention. Same thing we explained here, actually limited period for 20 years from the date of application, not date of grant. After expiry, patent come into public domain. Condition: full disclosure of invention by applicant. Must teach others how to make and use the invention. If we file a patent, we must have described how to use also. Must disclose the best way of making and using the invention. Geographic reach. Patent rights are limited territory. In Indian patent, limited to territory of India. In Indian patent cannot be enforced to outside India. That is geographical reach. Novel applicable criteria for patentability, that must be novelty, applicability, inventive, and enabling. Never been disclosed or made public before the application. That involves some inventive states, not obvious to somebody skilled in the art. Involve some inventive steps, but there should be finite. That's not should be infinite steps. Applicable is some commercial application or industrial application, enabling that must be explaining how to use or what is the process of developing. Sufficiently describe the invention for others to practice it. Before filing patent, we have to search actually priority search, that is known as prior art. Prior art is any evidence that your invention is already known, informs on novelty and inventiveness. After some steps, it should be reach a particular solution. This includes anything publicly disclosed about your invention or anything that suggests or allowed to something very similar to invention. That is in the form of conference, poster, or any presentation, blog, website post, paper, thesis, video about invention, patent overlap, or invention. If your invention already exists, centuries-old technology, publication, cave painting, Star Trek, venue, and anything. Tools for patent searching. There are 3 search engines available for freely, that is Google Patents, Escambanded Patent Search, and another is Patent Scope provided by WIPO, World Intellectual Property Organization. Paid, that is Petasnap and Innograph. Generally, attorney uses paid service, or we generally use actually free. Field of invention, in which area we can do. Invention can take place in any field, that is from safety pin to satellite. In the any field of electronics, computer application, communication, chemistry, biotechnology, nanotechnology, Ayurveda and Siddha. Obviously, in medical science also, it's a combination of biotechnology or granting patents. Why we need actually or objective of granting patent as a monetary reward for revealing technological innovation. Whenever some researcher investing some time, so what is the profit? So by protecting invention, he may get some monetary reward. If it also the social application will be possible by commercialization to provide improved technology that affordable cost to public with return of investment made for the development. For example, any existing technology already used in market or in society, but we want to develop a cost-effective or portable. For example, 90. Whenever you use system computer in 90, but whenever we developing a laptop, that is portable. Anywhere we can take this facility to improve, provide technology affordable cost, public with return to investment made for the development. To promote invent around concepts on an article. To facilitate technical advancement and economic growth to a country, resulting in cheaper and better product and high life standard. From laptop to also tab to mobile like this. Another thing what I told earlier, first slide, that is by invention also monetary economic growth of country depends on invention, like vaccination. Major, we are unable to produce more actually co-vaccine. So we have to purchase some outside also. So cash will be goes to encourage the commercial exploration of the invention to its fullest extent. Commercial exploration should be. Then what is the advantages? Avoids duplication of research. Whenever your research comes into public domain, that means any other researcher or inventor will know this is the existing. Otherwise, you developing something, but no one can know. Avoid duplication of research. It creates also duplication. Creates abstract with latest development in different fields of technology. Keeps abreast with latest development. Keep update with latest development. Help industry to improve existing technology to produce cheaper and better product. Also help industry to improve existing technology to produce cheaper and better version, better product. Serve as an indicator to achievement in R&D institution and ability to individual researchers. Then patentable subject matter, which can be patentable or which cannot be. Relate to process or product or both can be. Be new, it must be. Involve inventive steps. Already we discussed. Capable of industrial application, not fall under section 3 and 4. Section 3 and 4 according to Indian IP rule actually. I discussed actually in next slide. New means invention must not be published in India or elsewhere in prior public knowledge or prior public use within India. Claims in any specification in India. Everything made available to public by means of written description, oral description, or any other way, or by use also. Before the filing date, the application should be searched or search whether the invention already exists or any public domain available or not. If it is available, then it is not new. What is inventive steps? A feature of invention that involves technical advances as compared to the existing knowledge. If already one product exists, but if we can make actually in affordable cost or cost effective manner and portable, or it can be inventive, has economic significance or both, and makes the invention not obvious to a person skilled in that art. Would a person that ordinary skills have thought of alleged invention? If the answer is no, then invention is non-obvious. Cell phone. For a particular product, we may need actually multi-layer of invention or multi-layer of IPR. For example, mechanism can be patentable, shape can be design. Every manufacturer, every mobile company design on their model actually. For example, Samsung S30, S40, they are different. Something has different. That is shape. That can be design or industrial design, we can say also. Name, trademark, that is M. The logo of M, that is the trademark. Manual copyright, how it can be used, that is the copyright. Another example, that is the pressure cooker. Design, the structure. In many Prestige has this structure, or any other company also different structure. That is design. Constructional feature, that is patent right. Catalog, that is booklet, copyright, manual, user manual. Name, logo, that is the trademark. Industrial application. What is the meaning of industrial application? Invention is capable of being made or used by any kind of industry. Patent protection criteria for developmental of pharmaceutical. Development of new therapeutic or vaccine product is a particularly high risk. Time frame are long. Financial investment is very high. Clinical trials are probability of failure is high. Generally, you are familiar with this. Patent protection of final product is necessary before companies will take risks and make the investment. India's contribution and technology from ancient to modern. India has been contributing to the field of science and technology since ancient times. Even today, what we term as traditional knowledge, actually based on scientific reasoning. India has many things, but many things also patentable by other countries due to lack of patentable. Pre-independence. The history of scientific discovery and development in India dates back to Vedic era. Arjabhat, which created zero, invented. Arjabhat, to biggest contribution to math. It is believed that ancient Indian scholars have developed geometric. Pythagoras had made them popular also. The concept of square, rectangle, circle, triangle, fractions, and the ability to express number 10 to the 12 power, algebraic formula, and astronomy have all had their origin in Vedic literature. Some are stated have been known as early 1500s BC. The decimal system was already used during the Harappan civilization. This is evident in their use of weight and measure. That time also they used actually weight and measures. Moreover, concept of astronomy and metaphysics are all described in Rig Veda, in ancient Hindu text for the Vedic era. From the complex layout to Harappan towns and the existence of iron pillar in Delhi, it is evident that India's indigenous technology had been very sophisticated because that cannot be lost yet. Water management system. Indians had been developing water management technique even before the Harappan time. Well, pond, lake, dam, and canals have been constructed with the advanced technology throughout the historic timeline of Indian civilization. Water has been made used for storage, drinking, purposes of irrigation. That time they managed well. Nowadays, biggest problem will be occur drinking water also. It is estimated that even today there are more than 1 million of man-made ponds or lakes in India. Iron and steel, also earlier told actually, a famous pillar in Delhi. Iron and steel have literally been pillars of modern civilizations. Ancient India was pioneer in developing technology of producing rust-free iron. This metal from India was famous contemporary Europe for sword making iron from India only. The famous iron pillar of Delhi is a testimony of that technology, which is almost rust-free even today. Farming technique. Indian farming technology was mostly indigenously developed and was ahead of time. It included soil testing technique, crop rotation methods, irrigation plans, application of eco-friendly pesticide and fertilizer storage methods. Now, IoT also came to agriculture, smart agriculture. This is our development with help of some electrical faculty in KIT itself. We develop actually on-site automation soil testing systems for agriculture also. It is up to grant, not yet granted, but hope it will be granted soon. Physics. The concept of atom can be traced to the Vedic times. The material world has divided into 5 elements, that is Prithvi, Agni, Vayu, Jal, and Akash. Paramanu, beyond the atom, is considered to be the smallest particle which cannot be divided further. Nuclear energy is produced today, splitting the same. Medicine and surgery. Ayurveda is probably the oldest structure system of medical science in the world that is invented from Indians. Proper knowledge about various ailments, disease symptom, diagnosis, and cure is the basis of Ayurveda. Many scholars like Charak and Susud have made invaluable contribution to Ayurveda by describing the written form as found in ancient manuscripts. And shipbuilding. Shipbuilding was one of the India's major export industry till the British dismantled it and formally banned it. Medieval Arab sailors purchased boats from India. Even the Portuguese, instead of buying from Europe, also obtained their boats from India. Some of the world's largest and most sophisticated ships were built in India and China. The compass and other navigation tools were already in use in India much before Europe. Using their expertise in the science of maritime travel, Indian participated in the earliest known as ocean-based trading system. From Odisha also, it is post-independence. Significant achievements have been made in the area of nuclear and space science, electronics, and defense. India has third largest scientific technical manpower in the world. In the field of India's contribution to science and technology. Atomic energy also will go speed actually. Indian Space Research Organization, all are available.
Mr. Acharya, time is up. We should take some questions from the audience if you are free.
Okay.
Any suggestion or questions or doubts can be asked to Mr. Acharya.
Here I can say one thing before questionnaire for non-patentable invention in medical sector. That is removal of cancer, surgical process of relating therapy, method, vaccination, blood transfusion cannot be patentable. But treatment process and treatment of performed tissues or fluids permanently removed from body, surgical therapy, diagnosis, apparatus or instrument can be patentable. Like agriculture process also cannot be patentable, but agriculture equipment can be patentable. Now can ask anything.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Acharya, for your nice speech.
Thank you so much.
I hope it will help our audience in the young talents that we have. And now I request Mr. Dr. Sahu to come over and deliver.
Slide. Now I would like to call upon Dr. Ashok Chaudhary sir to chair our next session. He is a doctorate in medicine in hepatology at Institute of Liver and Biliary Sciences, New Delhi, and is currently working at Narayana Super Specialty Hospital, at PLF.
Just put the legs. So, thanks the organized team, the KIMS Department of Biochemistry. So, this is an August occasion because it is my passion. We have done a lot of things, little bit will be refined. So, to this, I will invite Dr. PK Sahu, who is now senior associate, senior regional manager for the WIFO Innovation, Medtech Valley, and is working with the Ministry of Science and National Research Development Council. And also he is associate editor for the prestigious journal Invention Intelligence. And to this we can please, I think introduction to him, you can see over this piece, such a nice person with having vast knowledge. It itself will tell you, and I think at the end of 30 minutes will mesmerize this hall, and everyone will go with some knowledge that they will start working on this invention. Dr. Vijay, please.
Good afternoon all. And this is a post-lunch session, so I completely agree that no one will be sit for, I think, more than 10 minutes. Let me also tell you, since I came from all the way from Ahmedabad, we had a beautiful defense expo. Sir, my boss is Commodore Rastagi, and Brigadier Mohanty is leading this great institution. So it's my honor and privilege to sitting both the young, I will say second guard and old second guard, those who have managed, mitigate the challenge of COVID-19. And many times, I lost many of my known faces during COVID, but you people have certainly created a momentum to the nation in mitigating this COVID pandemic. Can you please slide? Show me here. And it is my August, since we are organizing, we should must not waste the time. Time is most important. So I am grateful that leadership has given me this opportunity. And so I'm very particular on timing, madam. अगर वक्त की बात है, एक बार वक्त चला जाता है ना, दूसरी बात नहीं आता है. So just now I had a session and I presented some of the beautiful innovation created by some of our beautiful doctor, researcher, and also the startup. So it is time for all of us to create a momentum in creating knowledge, acknowledging knowledge, and management of the knowledge, because we are in the knowledge intensive ecosystem. And we must not differentiate between, as a doctor, you are not entitled to create invention, but you have seen at this COVID pandemic how doctor, even I associated with many of the doctors who have created their invention, and we protect, manage, monetize, and commercialize that invention to the market. You might be knowing Dr. Arnab Ghosh from Indian Navy, who have developed a PPE kits. India was importing PPE kits. Now we are proudly say that India can compete in export of PPE kits. Every challenge there is an opportunity. We have created that momentum. Yesterday, Honorable Prime Minister of India was witnessing Indian Defense Expo at Gandhinagar. Many people like you, many doctors from Indian Navy, Air Force were showcasing their product, how they can mitigate the challenge for a soldier at Galwan Valley. So knowledge must be acknowledged, and it is the knowledge economy we all are witnessing now. So one side we are talking about knowledge creation, but we are not protecting our knowledge. Haldi neem basmati rice was patented. Being a citizen of India, we must have to look into that, because protection is most important. We have not protected. When we fought that case of Haldi patent, how University of Mississippi Medical Center owned the patent, and India was fighting at both bilateral and multilateral level. And all these are not a small thing. It is a credibility of the nation. Being a citizen of India, we must have to look into that. How my mother India can create a momentum from 81 rank to today at Global Innovation Index, we are 40. This is the transformational journey. India was in 2014, we were 81 rank, and now we are at 40. We must have to celebrate that momentum today we are creating. And that's the mindset today. Brigadier Mohanty has created, let's have a program on this. But sometimes, because I attended many programs across the Medical College of India, many doctors could not take the time because they have a paucity of the time. And also they have a largest challenge in going to practical aspect to seeing the patient. But today the momentum has changed. Anyone can be an innovator. Innovator must not be defined that you are the PhD and you can do only create IP. No, not like that. India needs more invention. India needs more innovation. Then only we can be a Vishwaguru. And we are much more behind when we talked about intellectual property right. We have a largest manpower, third largest in global economy. But unfortunately, our global innovation and IP creation is very poor. Second, we must have to understand the challenge about monetization of IP. Many of the scientists, doctor, professor, create IP, but are you monetizing it? This is not for biodata. This is for the nation, for nation building, for collaboration, for contract research, collaborating research, granting research, and sponsored research. But we must look into that aspect. Then only we can create a momentum. As a citizen of India, once my daughter, who is a 11-year-old girl, she came to me, Papa, हल्दी हमारा देश का पेटेंट हुआ था ना? मैंने बोला बेटा हमारे देश में पेटेंट नहीं हो पाया था, वो यूएस में पेटेंट हुआ। तो बच्चों में भी वो सोच आ रहा है, वो जो मोमेंटम आ रहा है कि नहीं, we can create ourselves and we have to create, we have to monetize, we have to commercialize. जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. We have seen in this COVID time how India mitigate the challenge of COVID-19, creating some of the vaccine today, that is through collaboration and IP. We need to bring Lakshmi and Saraswati together, because IP is nothing but a creativity created by a doctor, maybe a woman entrepreneur or scientist. And many of the cases which I wanted to show you how to monetize, because we are part of the monetization of the intellectual property, so that seeing is believing. जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. So we have seen how you all knows that this medicine or the drug, I will say 2DG. When one of my friend, his father was struggling for this COVID-19, at that time he called me, because the inventor who developed this 2DG drug is one of the scientists from DRDO. How the collaboration and IP creation leads to manufacturing of this drug, you can see DRDO, INMAS, and Dr. Reddy. So academia industry collaboration is need of the hour today to mitigate the challenge of the nation. We need to bring answers. We have many ideas. I think you all, doctor, because many of the patents we filed from All India Institute of Medical Science, those doctors, they are very close to me. They became, now I think some of them became additional professor and professor also. They came to us in bike, कि यार साहू जी मुझे ये पेटेंट करा दोगे ना, मेरा एक इसका प्रोडक्ट प्रोटोटाइप मैं कर चुका हूँ, मुझे लगता है कि आपको टाइम मिलता है? नहीं डॉक्टर साहू जी, मुझे ना इस पेटेंट को जैसे भी मार्केट में लेना है, क्योंकि ये मैं हर ऑपरेशन में मैं फील कर रहा हूँ कि इसका प्रोडक्ट जाना चाहिए. देखो, एक सोच, एक विचार, बट एक क्रिएटर इज लुकिंग फॉर ए प्रोटेक्शन, बिकॉज जब तक आप, इफ यू डोंट हैव द राइट, यू कैन गिव इट. आप किसी को, जब तक आपके पास होगा नहीं तो आप कैसे दोगे? First own it, and that is intellectual property right we are talking about. Gandhi ji gave us fundamental right, but nation is today talking about intellectual property right, and which we are lacking. Every institution you go, for the sake of filing patent, they are patenting. They are not seriously looking at that aspect, how to monetize for collaboration, co-creation, or also patent pooling. That opportunity we are not creating, and that is the lacuna today as far as the academia industry collaboration is concerned. This is such a beautiful medical college. Many people are, many of my family members is getting benefit from these places. But what I am contributing in connecting the dot, that is very, very important. And we need to protect, manage, and monetize, then only we can bring both Lakshmi and Saraswati. How we can bring Lakshmi and Saraswati, you can see. The lady who has developed the patent is standing right to me, along with her research scholar, and the investor came all the way from US, putting investment for the patent. That patent has a greater value, and you, doctor, knows about the nutraceutical use of all translutin that we transfer, and today many more products are coming for such, and people of the country will reap the benefit. That is invention, that is creating value, and that is bringing nothing but bringing Lakshmi and Saraswati together. We have to create that momentum, because today you are a doctor, maybe tomorrow you will be a health minister of India. How you can take the message? And India has learned, and we have an excellent paradigm shift today. If you see the innovation, Atal Innovation Center, we have a medtech zone at Visakhapatnam, the largest medtech zone in Asian subcontinent. From syringe to CT scan, it has been manufacturing. And also during COVID, more than 11 lakh RT-PCR kits were supplying to the nation. More than 110 pharma industry are there, giving job and livelihood to the people. That is nothing but that create the value and extract the value, and that's the role of intellectual property that India has to learn, and India has in recent time learned. Honorable Prime Minister of India has come out with Total Innovation Mission. The basic objective is we must not confine innovation at R&D level. It must be from left to the land, mind to the market, technology from bedside to the bedside. Then only we can fulfill the dream of Mahatma Gandhi, who had a speech, technology, self-reliance, and entrepreneurship. Many more technology, because of paucity of the time. We have both the Dr. Ashok Chaudhary, Dr. Ashok Badamali. When I met him there, he was briefing to WHO counterpart at Visakhapatnam. On that day, I really privileged that my people, my own community can also make the difference. That's the innovation that creates impact, visibility, and also nation building, being a citizen of India. Friends, I am an IP practitioner. I manage IP. I protect IP, and let me tell you, any kind of IP, Dr. I think we have filed as many as 6-7 IP of Dr. Badamali here. This is one of the technology developed by one of the Dr. Arnab Ghosh, and this PPE kits we transfer, commercialize, monetize, and more than 15 MSME of India are now exporting this PPE kit. So knowledge must be acknowledged, and we have to manage in the form of intellectual property. First, have a patent. If you are seeing there is a potential of tangible benefit, first protect. And if you want to protect, we are there to help you. We will take care of all your IP and bear the cost for the same. So in that respect, I am certainly grateful that you have given me this opportunity. But every opportunity creates a momentum. And in fact, you all are the new generation doctor. In fact, we have to be out of box, 3 idiots. Today, we have to be skilled, and sometimes I like to just inform you, आप सभी चीज पढ़ सकते हो online, लेकिन medical degree पढ़ नहीं सकते, because you are skilled, you are mitigating the challenge in every aspect. So your degree is a degree of the skill, innovation, and also to mitigate the challenge at the challenging time. And you are the real heroes. And also the movie of 3 Idiots. Recently, I had been to Ladakh and also visited Himalayan Institute of Alternative University, owned by the Funsung Wangdu, the Indian Bollywood movie. The real hero, seeing is believing. And I will urge you and request you, one of the lady from Odisha, only CEO of that institution, please visit and support. That's the nation building at this time at the Galwan Valley, where we lost many of our brave soldier. India needs innovation to mitigate the many challenges in all levels. So innovation is always market driven, invention driven, and technology driven. And you, doctor, are the better hero, and you can make the difference. You please solve a valid problem of my society, our people, and go for publication. We must look that orientation and also change our mindset as per the demand of time, because ek baar waqt jata hai to. How academics benefit the society and economy in technology transfer. See how in US, this is one of the beautiful case study, how the US university are creating IP, monetizing IP, creating many more startup and MSME and industry, and also giving economic impact to the nation and nation building. That's the innovation, that's the value creation, that's the nation building. And today, this is a program at an institution. The institution is playing a very important role to the society. We have to leverage, we have to inculcate, we have to support, we have to handhold, then only we can sustain. Nobody has achieved isolatedly. We have to join hand, make the difference, because everyone are special. You have some strength, I have some strength. Let's complement and supplement, then only we can make the difference. Because innovation is a buzzword today, from PM to small kids are talking about. We need to create, protect, and also monetize. And it is a need of the hour to create a momentum in research and development, because many of the Dr. Ashok Chaudhary, who is a best example, and dear brother of mine, who is doing difference in Delhi, because I'm a Delite only, but moved to Visakhapatnam when I lost my own family member. But time is, nothing is permanent today. And life is a dynamic, but we have to integrate in our institution the way we talked about MIT, we talked about Oxford, we talked about Harvard. Why will not talk about KIMS? We need to brand it. We have to create a goodwill gesture. We have to monetize. We have to create the value and extract the value. And that's the momentum we have to create. And that is the need of the hour today in the knowledge ecosystem. Being a citizen of India, we must have to understand and also mitigate how remdesivir pirated or selling at that time. You know better than us. And this is one of the biggest challenge for the country today. At the bilateral level, multilateral level, India has been put in place in many issues of plagiarism, infringement, piracy. And being a doctor, you are not going to do any piracy. You are a real skilled doctor. You are a real innovator to mitigate a challenge. We need to create that kind of momentum so that many more industry will come, many more startup will come, and many of the doctors who became just entrepreneur today, who are running a big hospital and pharmaceutical industry, that is the creation. They are creating not only economy to the nation, making innovation standard, and also benefiting society with indigenization. And there should be a IPR policy at institution. If Dr. Ashok Badamali file a patent, what kind of institutional support he should get, and what is the role of benefit sharing? Suppose today he is here, but leaving to some other institution, and that his IP got commercialized, how the benefit sharing? Because intellectual property is a legal right, legal in nature. Many vice chancellor caught in, and they lost their job and credibility in the nation. In fact, I will not say some of the example. I will feel bad for that. But many of the leaders caught in plagiarism, infringement, and piracy, they not only lost their job, their credibility and credibility of their institution. So it is a time for all of us. Everyone should. IP is not a paper or publication paper that the professor name will be always there. The inventor, true inventor, must be there. And some of the unethical practices also going on today. Yesterday, the Honorable Controller General of Patent, Trademark, Design and categorically sent a official memo that people are misusing IP, putting their name, although they are not the real inventor. So this is, we have to change our mindset as per the demand of time, so that we can create a momentum, academia, industry collaboration, and also our own benefit at the end of the day. Today, I am talking about Ashok Badamali or Brigadier Mohanty or Dr. Ashok Chaudhary or Professor Chawla because of their credibility. They are doing something for the nation as a responsible officer of a government of India. My job is to inculcate and support, and also you should get your benefit sharing, whatever you have created. If you have a patent, don't confine that you got a patent and you complete. Try to identify, try to guide us who are the appropriate industry where we can transfer and connect so that you can also get a tangible benefit other than the benefit in the field of supremacy, in the field of invention, rewards, recognition. At the end of the day, you need royalty, and that royalty should be benefit shared. And also we will collect the royalty for you every year. The way we do many of the technology which we transfer, which I shown to you, although because of time constraint, I'm not giving some of the example. So one of the most important point is that if you have created IP in the institution, if student is also part of that and he or she is doing MBBS and going to leave the institution, we must have to also create a benchmark that what percentage of the money, however he or she will be there, but she or he get, because it is a legal right, legal in nature, and we have been fighting for that. And other than this, certainly I will not speak all this buzzword, and I think this slide is okay. So I think some slow process is there. So not only patent, we talked about copyright, your publication, your research article, get the copyright, because copyright is also a right. When you go for a PDF, then you will realize the role of copyright in US. Those people who come from there, they used to say how the government of US and European countries are serious on IP. And if there is an IP violation, a person will be in the jail. And also there are many challenges. And being a citizen of India, we must look into how India is losing because of the piracy. You can see the slide. The money, job, as far as the piracy issues, which is the biggest constant, and also brand. Jo dikhta hai, wo bikta hai. If you come to my office, if I'll offer this water, this bottle for drinking, certainly you are not going to drink. आप क्या पियोगे? आप जब ब्रांड देखोगे, ये बिस्लरी है या कलिंगा है. अभी I was there in the guest house, मैंने जब दो बोतल देखा, एक कलिंगा लिखा हुआ था, then I drink. So कहने का मतलब है यही है IP. जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. Because of that only we are paying. So Rasagola, being a Odia, and also being an Indian, we must protect, manage, and also sensitize our brand and goodwill of our community, from Kashmiri salt to Kullu salt to Bikaner Bhujia to Agra ka Petha to Pachampali Ikat to Banarasi Sari. Because we have to brand it. Because today you are here, tomorrow you might be there in Europe. You showcase your Indian product, that goodwill, that brand, you can percolate to the nation, and we can export and create the value of that IP. And also we have to evaluate the product so that we can create many more nutraceutical products and benefit sharing, and also mitigate the challenge of the country, and also industry 4.0. Friends, even Dr. Chaudhary was talking about liver diagnosis through artificial intelligence, and you know better than me. So how the technology is killing your opportunity in one way, but certainly technology is going to mitigate at this challenging time. We must not forget industry 4.0 on artificial intelligence, blockchain, machine learning, many more. We have to sensitize as a doctor, then only we can mitigate the challenge of the nation, and also our institution and credibility of the institution, innovation, value creation, and also nation building. I think there is no time for me, but I will take certain question from you. But yes, there is no time for me. I think 25 minutes I have completed. Or can you give me, sir, another 2 minutes? Yes. So see, एक साइड में लेक्चर होता है तो मजा नहीं आता, दोनों तरफ से गोली होना चाहिए, तब जाके. मुझे recently when I was there in Ladakh at about to leave Pangong, one of the Havildar was telling me, क्या सर मजे क्या है, जब नहीं मारोगे इतने दूर आओगे. मैंने बोला आप कहाँ से हो? वो बोले कि मैं केरला से हूँ. आपका बच्चे? सर मेरा छोटा बच्चा है. तो गालवान वैली का क्या हुआ था? At that time, when what he told, being a citizen of India, it is our collective duty. We may not be creating or going to fight for that, but we have to create something for these people. The person who should take idli and dosa, but fighting for the nation with, roti. So you can understand how much they are sacrificing for us. We have to create that momentum, and I am privileged and honored that you have given me an opportunity. And any IP support, any patenting support, scale-up support, validation support, feasibility support, we are there to provide you free of cost, and NRDC will bear the cost. And one of the example is Ashok Badamali here. Thank you for giving this opportunity. Many more technology, what I am showing you, you can see Navarakshak PPE kits too. We have filed more than 40 patents of Indian Armed Force, and some of the technology was already put in place, and yesterday it was demonstrated before the Prime Minister of India at Defense Expo. Thank you, friends. Thank you, Brigadier Mohanty, for giving this opportunity. Let's connect, collaborate, co-create, make the nation proud. We should be proud, part of this proud India. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram. God bless you all. I did not show these are the support, but I am always there for all of you. And let me also show my last slide. Although this laptop is not moving properly. These are some of the startup in other sector. Yes, yeah. This is my slide. So anyone can note down my mobile number. And somebody, are you operating? Oh, that's no. You give me last slide so you can show me. This one. Next. Thank you. Let's connect, collaborate, and also we have to manage and mitigate the challenge of our environment, and that too. We have a 17 United Nations Sustainable Development Goal where you all doctor plays important role. So I will take any question. Last slide, please. Yes, if you are feeling that your thesis is looks novelty, there is a novelty part. I mean, something you are feeling that there is a applicability in the market for industry. You know better than me about your subject. But if you are feeling there is a potential, we can protect the patent so that you can have a patent. When you go to any PG or any kind of degree higher study, you can say proudly, sir, I have one patent. Or patent, you have the definition of patent itself, you know, invention which has novelty and industrial applicability. That means you have created an invention in your sector of study that has an industrial applicability. That means you are created some invention that has a great value to the industry. But इसमें अभी भी खत्म नहीं हो रहा है. अब जो पेटेंट फाइल करने के बाद मैं कुछ एम्स का 2 डॉक्टर का नाम बताऊंगा, वो बाइक में हमारे पास आते थे कि सर इसका मैं प्रोटोटाइप हो गया. आज वो प्रोडक्ट जब हम मार्केट में देखते हैं ना, आंसू आ जाता है. कल मैं आइडिया फोर्ज जो ड्रोन दे रहा है इंडिया को, yesterday signed the MOU with government of India in front of Raksha Mantri and governor, all the at Gandhinagar. I was really proud. 3 young chap from IIT Mumbai got the contract from government of India to manufacture the drone for strategic. यही होता है innovation, यही होता है value creation. और हमारे देश का, हमारे घर का ही वो बच्चे. And they got contract. They not only got the contract, they got fund from government of India, approximately more than 400 crore. You can see the visibility, you can see the market accessibility, and you can also see the demand in the country. Because India, ये देश सबसे बड़ा देश है. हम यूरोप गए थे बीच में, मैं जहां गया था वो तो मेरे 2 डिस्ट्रिक्ट कलाहांडी और बलांगीर जैसा ही है. और दूसरे कंट्री में मुझे जाना था कि वहां पे मेरा एक फ्रेंड है, नेदरलैंड इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ कैंसर, वो बोला कि तुम आ जाओ, मैं तुम्हारा टिकट कर देता हूँ. मैं बोला कैसे, ये तो इस देश से उस देश, अरे यार वो 6 घंटा का ट्रेन जर्नी है. तो कहने का मतलब ये देश में हर चीज का मार्केट है. और कोई भी प्रोडक्ट आप देखो, सभी प्रोडक्ट हम 90% डिपेंडेंसी ऑन इंपोर्ट ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी. That is the India biggest challenge today. That's why we have a self-reliant India, Make in India, Digital India, Innovate India. That's why Prime Minister of India is also behind that कि आप करो. और सबसे ज्यादा फंड स्टार्टअप इंडिया में. वो तो मेरा काम है. यस, आपका कोई भी पैटेंट है, हम आपसे ही वो निकालेंगे. मैं आपको एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल दूंगा. एक मैं टेक्नोलॉजी के बारे में नहीं बोला बिकॉज ऑफ द टाइम ओनली. द डॉक्टर हिमसेल्फ डेवलप. हम डॉक्टर से बोलते हैं कि डॉक्टर साहब ये तो बनाया आपने, कौन सा इंडस्ट्री है? डॉक्टर बड़माली मेरे घर आते हैं, वो खुद बताते हैं कि सर ये कंपनी इसमें करते हैं, आप थोड़ा बात करो. उनसे ही हम इनपुट लेते हैं. और वही डॉक्टर को वही जो फार्मा इंडस्ट्री या जो बायोमेडिकल डिवाइस उनसे बात करते हैं, उनसे नेटवर्किंग करते हैं, उसको प्रोटोटाइप दिखाते हैं. और एक चीज है, आपको विश्वास बनाना पड़ेगा. एफर्ट तो आपका बेबी है, बेबी को तो आपको पालना है ना. इंक्यूबेशन क्या कहते हैं? जैसे मेरे एक कजिन का बेटा 3 महीने पहले पैदा हो गया तो इंक्यूबेशन में रखा गया. तो इंक्यूबेशन का मतलब ही कि आप उसको जो टेक्नोलॉजी अभी डॉक्टर बड़माली का जो था, मैं खुद देखा हूँ जो CPR, तो कहने हर जगह पे वो प्रेजेंट किए हैं. लेकिन एक टाइम आएगा हम लोग सब यूज करेंगे. तो कहने का मतलब है आपका बेबी को थोड़ा सा आपको 6-7 साल तो झेलना पड़ेगा. वो जब बड़ा हो जाएगा अपने आप उसका हो जाएगा, सब लोग मार्केटिंग करते रहेंगे, सब लोग एक एक्सपर्ट बन जाएंगे. तो कहने का मतलब है कि आपको ओनरशिप लेना, ये मेरा बेबी है, इसको. हाँ, यस. इनफैक्ट ऑल, यस सर. Sir, invention is not a big deal also. You have a stethoscope which you have been using, और वो stethoscope ज्यादा heavy है, और आपका स्टूडेंट ने बोला कि सर मैं ये आधा किलो है, मैं 200 ग्राम में बनाता हूँ, उसके ऊपर आप पेटेंट करो. क्योंकि आपका क्लेम क्या है? क्लेम आपका जो टेथोस्कोप एग्जिस्टिंग 500 ग्राम से आप 200 ग्राम किया है. इट मींस यू हैव सिग्निफिकेंटली मिटिगेट द चैलेंज ऑफ द वेट टू ए नॉर्मल, आई मीन जो. तो अभी मैं आपको सर एक कल का एक इंटरेस्टिंग स्टोरी बताना चाहता हूँ. Okay, so yesterday we visited one of the stall in Defense Expo, and who develop a biomedical devices for Indian Army. And unka jo the brochure what he was shown was, I mean, it's just like a nothing, you can say worthless. My official brochure, my NRDC brochure, you can't take 10 copies, sir. Then I asked how he got, sir, it is patented by us. Process we know, we are ready to transfer. So I'm coming to the point how I will support. So any invention, if you are working in any area, you must do a Google search. In fact, patent search कहते हैं हमको. And you people can do go to Google search. You search who are the similar kind of inventor like you, working in various lab, various institutions are having. But from that, what is the difference you have created? Then only we can claim it as an invention and novel invention and go for patent application. Because when you are filing a patent application, that will be ultimately examined by the examiner by doing a patent search. Suppose today I saw an article of Brigadier Mohanty, and Brigadier Mohanty will say, Dr. Sahu, can you show me some of the relevant article related to this area or related to this patent? Tomorrow I can give him a completely freedom to operate. Or Professor Mohanty, that sir, these are the technology coming in this biomedical sector, you please, and these are the company, so this is the area you should focus, otherwise you are going to infringe the IP of others because they have already owned the election. So that we talked as a freedom to operate. The way when our parents are not there at home, we do all kind of dance tamasha. जब the parents आ जाते हैं तो that is also part of the ecosystem of industrialization. If you have IP, you have the ownership and you create a trust and also investment, because IP ownership is nothing but giving a confidence to an investor to invest in your money. आप बाद में पूछ सकते हो. Please. You have invited me, how I can, you will kill me. Oh, that is not the question. Na? Yes, dear, I would like to inform you that we have a paired database. We will do free of cost. We will not charge you. Categorically, I told you, we'll provide all IP support free of cost, from filing to grant of patent, grant of all IP, NRDC will bear the cost. And I am there. That's why I given my mobile number. If I am not responding, you can directly talk to Ashok Brig, or you can talk to Dr. Ashok K Badamali. Certainly, they will deal with, because they are my very near and dear to my family. Even my daughter has a great, whenever there is some urgency, they will talk to both of them and get the medicine. So this is complementing and supplementing each other. Thank you, all of you. God bless you. Sure, sir.
The time I joined an application, our more by Dr. Kala to start. Dr. Salman from Kalam and finally Dr. And I wanted to listen to him. I definitely was waiting for one. I don't think to be actually not that I the example he said, Lakshmi and Saraswati. I tell you, one of my friends, he also went to say his example in FMC with some. It's like cardiac society. You will ask how to build a system. But we must want to build the system. This thing, we can only have a no Marwadi or no. This was my friend from Mohanty. No.
Yes.
Sanya is one of the protagonist of India nowadays. He only does job and one. I don't know what I believe are these things. These are also what they have actually participated in. But we have got some workers here.
Yes.
I think they need to be thankful to like people or speakers like you. The other thing is the kid or even knowledge. I think you must help to as much as you can ultimately get your much benefit from the now they are anniversary. Not the idea is your kind of required. Only right and teams also we run outside also other people are doing the idea of you to influence students in the past of looking at them. Yes. So they are the future.
Exactly.
Any idea like this is why the mother of English. Which sort of product and during Second World War after I noticed the solution on the exports like also automatically in our own faculty is a best transplant department of English. Also MBBS, 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 is cardiology from ILBS, most years in liver, and is our visiting professor in cardiology is on for a week. So take advantage of it. Once he comes to the company department and talk to him. So thank you so much for the course speech and looking forward to it and continue with.
Sure, sir. Yeah, I like to inform you that I used to see them because my elder brother, whom we lost, he had a dream to see his daughter as a doctor. So whenever I saw all of them, I was just remembering I may not, he ultimately, my niece became a doctor, but her father could not enjoy because he used to take the loan and getting, when I was seeing you, I was just remembering him because we also came from a very humble family. So nothing is permanent, but being a citizen of India, we must have to contribute to our community, society, and nation at large. Thank you, all of you, sir. Yes, actually, पहले protect करो, पहले ownership लो, then you go for publication. Once you publish, it becomes a, I will say, general knowledge. Everyone will get it. So take the ownership of the invention, first patent, and once you file a patent, you get a priority. You can go and publish it because you got a legal right. Since thesis, I think it keeps for 2 to 3 years in your this thing, but you should file a patent because patent will give you more confidence and also support to submitting your thesis. See, patent, whatever you are filing a patent, no examiner or no controller will come and ask show the product. They will just do the patent search through various literature and prior art literature. And if they found similar, they will object or they may not be grant the patent, but you should first file the patent. First to patent, first to protect, then publish. Otherwise you perish. Yes, sir, please. Yeah, please. I didn't. See, yes, it has a time period, but there is a expedite period. Suppose Dr. Badamali बोलेंगे कि साहु सर मेरा पेटेंट जल्दी पब्लिश कर दो क्योंकि मुझे इंडस्ट्री रेडी है तो we will take priority and early publication के लिए. So in India, let me also tell you, within 9 months you will get a patent. So don't go for 4 years. 4 years is a period for you because you are doing a innovation, your biomedical sector. There is a process of your research and development. So that's why there is a time period, but for a flexibility, you can take priority and go for early publication and you can get a patent within 9 months. I hope you got my, thank you. Any more questions? Yes. Now the momentum has come, sir. See, yeah, very interesting question for medical sector. Yeah, yes. Okay. So, commanding officer is in command. So let me come to your question. See, any culture, if the culture you have developed in a lab, you have to deposit that culture in India, and under the Budapest Treaty, since India joined the World Trade Organization, for a microorganism, what you have culture must have to deposit before filing a patent application. So we have a MTCC lab, Microbial Culture Collection Center at IMTech Chandigarh, you might be knowing, and also NCCS Pune. You have to deposit that culture and get an identification number in your name, in your KIMS name. Then you anticipate in the patent application and put it, and you can file a patent application. So I hope you got the point. But let me also tell you, for that, there are many challenges in India, particularly in the microorganism and Ayurvedic Ayush invention. There are more than many patent applications are pending because of the rejection of the biological diversity. We have a National Biodiversity Authority, you know very well, who regulate the biological, because our many biological species, flora and fauna, has been pirated. There was many reported issues of biopiracy. So in that respect, government is serious. But today, any invention related to traditional knowledge not be patented. So we have a TKDL, that is a online digital library called Traditional Knowledge Digital Library. The way we got Viyatprajna from our Trichipus gelenicus plant from Coimbatore Arya Vaidashala, that was developed by Kani community. The community, how they are getting benefit from their traditional innovation. That is the best story of Indian biological diversity, where a community is getting a royalty from the drug called Viyatprajna, who is which has given license to Arya Vaidashala Coimbatore in manufacturing. So you can see how community can also get a benefit on that, and that kind of mechanism we need to develop. Then only we can tell the freedom of benefit sharing to the each citizen of India. Any more questions, sir? So thank you again for giving this up. I think, oh, good. Can you tell your name? Oh, Shreya, again, let me also tell you, patent is a territorial right. So being a citizen of India, you have developed something in KIMS, you can file a patent in India, but if you find and your professor told that there is a potential, I'll give the example also. There is a potential of commercialization in European country or African countries or the countries of high disease or tropical disease. We can see already you doctor knows very well. Because your senior will be in that country also. They can tell, yes, this has a great demand in the market. So based on market feasibility, or that's why every company do market feasibility study, then they launch the product. Otherwise, they will not feel their investment. So patent will be filed in India, and if there is an opportunity in US, then we can subsequently file a patent application in US through there is a mechanism called PCT, Patent Cooperation Treaty, and India is a part of the Patent Cooperation Treaty. To file a patent application in a umbrella agreement we have, it's called Paris Agreement, Paris Convention, and all in that umbrella, all spoke are member country. Once you go to the top of the umbrella, you can go to each country as a patent owner, and that's called PCT application. Thank you.
So Professor Chawla sir has come. I think, sir, please for the conclusion remarks. Sir was not there as a chairperson that time.
I was taking breakfast because we are sorry, I could not recognize because I was.
I'm sorry I couldn't listen to both the talks throughout. I was tied up somewhere else. I think this is a very important topic which you have brought up. The Institute has been pushing for innovations, and unfortunately, after the innovations are done, we were actually blank on the patents and how to commercialize it. So I'm sure the audience must have got some idea of how to do that. We did some innovations in PGI, but again, we didn't have a patent formula with us. And probably it turns out to be very expensive for patenting a. That's right. So this has all happened over these years, but when I'm talking about 5-10 years ago, this was a problem. So it's been wonderful, and we have a lot of innovators in Kalinga. And I hope your talk has motivated them, and we get into the patent mode now. And with Visakhapatnam and AMTZ also being close by, which we've been associated to some extent, things would improve. Thank you very much for taking your time off. It's been a pleasure meeting you and listening that short part of your talk. Thank you.
Dr. Sou's talk mesmerized the audience, and I hope the online participants also have
thoroughly enjoyed and might have taken back some research. Now I request our principal sir and Professor Chawla sir and ML sir to kindly felicitate our esteemed speaker, Dr. Viyatprajna.
Adjourned.
Sir, we can disclose, I guess. And the first time. Thank you. This will move on to the third block, and that is planning. No, and we are running out of time, and we are really extended our time. So, we'll move on to the next talk. And I invite Dr. Officer, collaborators on the line, who will share their questions and we will introduce the next speaker, who will be talking especially from Professor Steve Brig.
Namaskar. I have the pleasure of introducing Dr. Shubhashmita Chakravarti. Just a minute. The topic of discussion today is harnessing the information and technology and informatics in lab sciences. So long you have heard about patents, you have heard about issues related to research and the patent that comes out of it. But to me, the more important aspect of this would be probably implementing it and how best we implement it. It's not the old ways in which we were doing it. The pathologists were there within four walls of a curtain and they used to roll out diagnosis. But now the days have gone, the days are past, and we probably talk more on information, technology, and how best we can utilize those. The title of the deliberation suggests that we have to discuss about the role of information technology, harnessing it, and utilizing it to the best of our capability. And Dr. Surosita Chakravarti is a consultant biochemist in Tata Medical Center, Kolkata. Dr. Chakravarti has completed his MD from biochemistry from Christian Medical College, Vellore, and his DNB from biochemistry from National Board, and his fellowship in biochemistry from Tata Medical Center, Kolkata. In addition to the services in biochemistry, he also has been interested in quality services of the entire laboratory. He has earned a fellowship from UICC and has traveled to Manchester for the advanced training in mass spectrometry in 2014. He is a recipient of a DBT grant, which has enabled him to start mass spectrometry-based drug assay services in his hospital. His research interest includes big data and programming, drug analysis, tumor markers kinetics, pharmacokinetics, and pharmacogenetics. I welcome Dr. Chakravarti to deliberate his speech. Thank you, Dr. Chakravarti.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ambarish. It's a long time since we have met. It's good to see you. So I hope I'm audible to everybody. Could anyone confirm this?
It's audible.
Okay, fine. Thank you. So I'll start my screen sharing. So first of all, I would like to thank the organizers for inviting me to this meet. And I would pull your attention now from core patents and innovations to core laboratory operations, where if you develop something, I hope by listening to these lectures, somebody will be having the privilege of doing their own stuff and patenting it. Right. So the topic for discussion today is harnessing IT and informatics in laboratory medicine. So how I have planned this talk is, first of all, we'll have a very brief introduction to Tata Medical Center and the Department of Biochemistry. We will run through the core elements of informatics in the laboratory, the power of what we call the middleware, and if we have time, so we'll also check on some of the key matrices, our experiences at TMC. Tata Medical Center is a 450-bedded tertiary cancer care institute in the city of Kolkata, which serves not only a large part of eastern and northeastern India, but also the neighboring countries of Bangladesh, Myanmar, and as far as Thailand, Sri Lanka, etc. So it started its operations in 2011. But quickly moving on to what we have developed in the department along with the vendor is the informatics bit of it in clinical chemistry. That is auto verification, track systems, some amount of dashboard way back in 2017. So it's been 5 years that we have started our journey with lab information systems. Some of these slides, some of the pictures actually show the installation process and then me looking at a dashboard that is being developed. Now, innovation in clinical chemistry has worked for at least 200 years and it's a surviving discipline. So what has happened is right from pure chemical testing using tubes and reagents, we have come a long way where we have robotics and the auto analyzers and automated chemistry machines with us. Now, this development at each step can be called as an innovation. It started in 1970s with NASA providing the impetus from one of its satellite missions around. It was, I guess, a inter-orbital mission where they had developed this auto analyzer, the concept of the auto analyzer. Then things began to be innovated from the late 70s and up to the present day in many areas that I have uploaded. See, you can get something in specimen load. To load specimens, you have got a hopper, specimen identification, the development of barcode technology, barcode scanning, reading, 1D barcodes, 2D barcodes. Centrifuges are, of course, now becoming online centrifuges, which can be placed serially or parallelly, load balancing. The physics of all these things and the engineering, the amount of engineering that goes into it is incredible. Small stuff like recapping, decapping, they are also, it seems easy, but then when we do it manually, there are chances of infection. But these innovations have allowed us to do it in a closed environment. Analysis, you already know that auto analyzers are there. Transfer, alicotting, storage, retrieval, these processes are also now being automated. Together with what I have not shown here is the use of clinical interpretation by the use of artificial intelligence if the right amount of data is available. But then again, it's not this single prerogative of the clinical chemistry department, because you have to allow the imaging data to flow in, the chemistry data, the pathology data, histopathology, the core pathology data to flow in before you can make a decision sometimes. So disruptive innovations have now become inventions. So this is from clinical chemistry. So what I intended to say is that what is disruptive today, as was told in the earlier talk, after an incubation period of maybe 4 to 7 years, have now become the mainstream technology, and people are, cashing in on it and becoming experts. Now to answer what is laboratory informatics? Now it is the use of data from a series of instrument platforms through the associated hardware, software, and data management tools to interpret for use in research and development, to check out laboratory testing, all the while increasing the core laboratory's efficiency of operations or efficiency in operations. Now, why would you adopt, or why would we adopt computerized applications for core laboratory? It's just not that because it is available, we have to take it. There are some additional things that the clinical biochemistry department notes, and it's true with many laboratory or diagnostic departments, is that there is an increased volume of testing. The throughputs of the machines are getting better day by day, or if not day by day, by years at least. And since most of the tasks are now being performed by the machines, so there is a talk to downsize your skilled workforce. So the person who used to work for you may not be available in a few years' time. So you have to do the increased volume with fewer resources, as well as decreasing revenue streams. Decreasing revenue streams for the laboratory. The laboratory may be the single most effective bread earner for the entire hospital, but decreasing revenue streams are a truth for the laboratory. That's how it operates. And in face of all these things, you would like to automate many of your activities, including verification of results, routing of specimens, distribution of workload. And sometimes just think about it. As a laboratory physician, you may not be handling your laboratory only. You may be handling multiple laboratories across the country. Then how do you bring together everything. How do you standardize your workflow and processes? So then after informatics, we directly jump into the middleware portion. We could have talked about LIS, but that's again a separate issue because the harnessing of data is mostly done through the middleware systems. Now, how would you define a middleware? A middleware is something, a software system essentially, which sits between two other software systems, devices, or between a software and a device. So there are myriads of definitions, but for the laboratory, a middleware is an advanced software that sits between your instruments and the laboratory information system, which may be a part of your hospital management system. Now, why would you require a middleware? The reason you have to, it's not mandatory if you can work with LIS, but the thing is, if you operate or if your operations are mainly data based, much of it is controlled by the IT department of your hospital. In doing so, laboratory is only a part. So the operational efficiency, functionality, and flexibility, like you want to change something, a calculation, you want to add a calculation, that will take you a change request which may be pending for even 6 months. You become accredited. You just want to put a logo or a symbol or an image of your accrediting agency. That may take about 3 to 6 months to put through. So the local control is gone. By the middleware, you would have some local control. You would get some local feedback to the laboratory without routing it through the entire IT team. So a middleware standardizes workflows, adds functionality, improves the quality of results, productivity, and more than this, provides actionable insights. Now, actionable insights are different for different people. To a technologist, it may be a reflex dilution. To an authorized signatory, it may be the number of reports that he or she is manually or they are signing out. To the management, it may be how much revenue is being earned by the laboratory, how much is your wastage, what is your throughput, what is your TAT, and so on. In medical legal issues, things may turn up and the data will be there in the middleware, which may not be sufficient if only the lab uses LIS to operate. So this is a schema of the middleware. See, this is your LIS. You may block out the entire thing and operate through the LIS. But if you have a middleware, there is a bidirectional control. Usually, there are cases where there is a unidirectional control, but usually middleware has a bidirectional control and releases results to the LIS, which then goes to the HMIS or hospital management system. So this slide is just to show you the location of the middleware. Now the middleware, the problems or challenges in the lab for utilization of skilled labor, demand for accuracy and precision on the tests, cost pressures, productivity challenges, and specimen management. Specimen management can be simply be like an add-on test or which machine will do the test. If there is a dilution required, how much to dilute. If there's a problem with the sample, what is the problem and how to mitigate it? All these basic questions come through. And you will realize, particularly those who are in the field of clinical chemistry, they realize that it's simply just too much data. So if you come in at 9 o'clock in the morning, by 6 o'clock in the evening, if you are just signing out reports, giving proper attention to each one of them, you are too fatigued. How many of them can you release at one go? 100, 200, a medium-sized lab up to 400 samples. That means around 800 tests. 1,000, 2,000 to big labs, 15,000, 25,000 tests. Impossible. So you have to bring in your informatics system harness the power of the middleware and the informatics to get the benefit in terms of result management, auto verification, quality in terms of moving averages, integration of quality control systems, which I will speak about a little later, a dashboard to show you and the management your capabilities of managing the lab, specimen storage and retrieval. Sometimes we are faced with the dilemma that, okay, you have given the sodium value of so and so, but I don't believe it. You retest, recheck that, recheck the value. So once you go, if you are not storing it properly, imagine doing it if you are retaining it for a 1 day when it becomes a large headache. Specimen tracking and routing. Where shall I put? I have got 3 such machines. So where shall I put the sample? Where shall I do the test? So these logistic workflows are there. We can get the derived benefit of data management and middleware management tools to get through all these situations. In any laboratory, the pivots of data management are productivity, quality, and management. Now, I have just listed 2 or 3 points in each of the colored boxes just to tell you what could be these things. But for you, your challenges may be unique. Your productivity, your quality, your management challenges may be peculiar or particular to your hospital. So you have to take care of that. So these are just indicators, but whatever we are doing, we should categorize these into these 3 major bins. The first one that we are going to talk about using the middleware is data consolidation. So if I walk you through the figure, this is our middleware system. Maybe here the LIS is there. So not only clinical chemistry, but coagulation, hematology, urine analysis, and many other, for example, arterial blood gas analysis or POC, point of care devices, may talk to the middleware system via the LIS, and there's an exchange, bi-directional exchange of data which can be provided. While performing this process, you need to go through the quality control solutions. So these are some third-party quality control solutions. So if you are able to integrate quality control checks with your middleware, harness the data of the middleware system, instead of going and individually looking into each LJ chart, you go and look where there's a problem. But in this way, you can get to your peer group, which I'll talk about in some upcoming slides. So this is the basic concept of the middleware system. Now, this slide is the same one, but what is the discipline 1 to N, which was here, that is all these disciplines. Now I have categorized into different laboratory sites, and it talks to the middleware and exchanges data with laboratory information system. Now, one of the productivity tools is auto verification solution, which we have implemented, and to the tune of around 80 to 90% of the results in the operational hours are auto verified. So auto verification allows review and release of results without manual intervention. So you did not have to check each report. Suppose if you are getting out 1,000 reports, can a physician logically attend to 1,000 patients? The answer is no. In a day, it's not possible. If 1,000 tests are coming to you, is it possible for you to check each one where it is going? What is the report? Is it tallying with the clinical history? It's impossible. So auto verification rules are a layered set of rules. I will show you what it looks like. So they may include linearity, delta checks, index checks, analyzer flags, critical value, and many more things which you may think it to be important. Now this adds value in ability to manage multiple instruments and improves efficiency by focusing on exceptions. Once you have your auto verification in place, you are actually allowing a lot of results to pass through unattended. Of course, you need a good amount of validation and verification for that. So they pass. So you can only attend to whatever is held back. Your technologist can look at whatever is held back. So you can have layers of people looking at whatever is held back and communicate to you by developing a policy. So that is where this auto verification comes in handy. Usually we put a lot of layers. So these, are called filters, like linearity filter, delta check filter, index filter, flags from analyzers, critical values. So we can put those filters. Now let us suppose this data consolidation is done by the LIS. Yeah.
Dr. Chakravarti?
Yeah. Am I audible? Yeah.
No, you are audible. We are running short of time. So if you can kindly concise it a little.
Okay, sure.
Thank you so much.
These are multiple, these are multiple analyzers which are putting data into LIS. So without EV systems, you have to go through each one of them. So this reduces quality and increases labor. But if you consolidate data in the middleware system, what happens is you can filter out by using the filters to the LIS values. So that improves quality in face of shorter labor. This is what a implementation and validation of the middleware system may look like. Due to paucity of time, I am not getting into all these complexities. Now, this is pairing up with machine capabilities like sample integrity check, flags and conditions, and many more give you operational efficiency. With a typical LIS, you may verify 50% of your data, and with a good middleware implementation, rates can be as high as 95%. Your troubleshooting can be based on artificial intelligence, and you can also, kind of automate these things. Now, integration of quality control processes are that your middleware can transmit the QC programs to your peer group, whoever a third party is calculating, and based on whether it passes or fails, hold the patient results back for a recheck or release the patient results. The other part that we have come to are moving averages. Now, these are additional statistics using patient QC data or patient data, not QC, patient data. So you take a few samples and keep on calculating the average as time passes. So it should be within limits. Now, availability of a dashboard points to the process efficiency. It gives you general information of your lab status, analyzer status, sample and test related reports, and TAT reports, turnaround time reports, which are very important. Now, specimen storage and retrieval and routing are other aspects of these harnessing informatics. So see, this is how disorganized and most of us store. But we have solutions which come with a robotic arm and stored for easy retrieval by labeling and barcoding in a cool room. Routing, as I told you, is another option available to which of these machines will my sample go. So some of these we have used and we have achieved some amount of quick, rapid, direct loading, automated analysis, auto verification with faster turnaround times, with less redundancy and remote monitoring. We have achieved reduction in CAT, the rate of sample rejection, particularly this is being shown for potassium value last year. Daycare chemotherapy TAT status, we are almost meeting this TAT to the effect of 100% in most analytes and above 90% for others except for LTH. The manual step count of a technologist walking between the machines has reduced. So these has to be realized and told to the patients that this is what you get from an automatized lab. But of course, it is not without its own deficiencies. These are a list of references which you can go through. And I think that's the most, these are the most important things about lab informatics or harnessing of lab informatics that I wanted to speak about. So I hand it over to Dr. Padi.
Talk, had there been a little more time. Thank you, Dr. Chakravarti. It was an excellent talk. Had there been a little time, I would have definitely enjoyed to go on listening to you as to how the laboratory should function and provide services. In fact, we are trying to do that in the Telangana Institute of Medical Sciences, and we're going to create a much larger laboratory and provide services here. Thank you very much, Dr. Chakravarti. If there is any questions, Dr. Chakravarti will be more than happy to answer you, and I'm also there. If there is something to ask for. Thank you. If there are no questions, I have the pleasure of closing the session. Dr. Viyatprajna Acharya, for you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Now I would like to request Dr. Ashok Badamali, a senior consultant in cardiac anesthesia, to speak a few lines on the patent aspects.
Welcome.
And he's always full of ideas, not to feel ideas, but there can give you and now we are seeing how we grow what things you are ideas. Not having an idea doesn't make sense. And we don't think that So if we don't in my houses, it is much less time. And of course, as the someone there will be into medical engineering. So that is what we need to do. So now let's we have no money, how to go more.
Good evening to all. So since everybody might have been exhausted by this time, so I will try to make it much more interesting. Okay. So what is the practical aspect I have faced in filing? I will not tell the problems because that may affect or demotivate you. Because once someone has shown you the path, then the similar problem will not come to you. Okay, because the first person might have created the path. Okay, so without much more, I am going. Though the first speaker told about many things, some of the MBBS students asked question to Dr. BK Sahu. That's why I am repeating few of the things because there might be some overlooking from your end when focusing the things. So what are the intellectual property right? Means it may be trademark, copyright, patent, geographical indication, design, trade secret or know-how and others. Okay. So I have given the picture of the mobile phone. In the same mobile phone, the logo is the trademark, the design is the outer look, the ringtone is the again copyright, the technology, it may be 4G, it may be 5G, it may be Qualcomm. These are the technology. So almost 500 patent things are inside your mobile phone. You are unaware, and someone is making money from that. Okay. Only one thing that has not been monetized because of the time gap, that is the Gorilla Glass or the tempered glass. It has discovered 40 years back. So patent life is 20 years. So that person might be weeping that my technology or my invention has gone in vain. So now, though I don't drink, I show the picture everywhere. This is the black dog. Both are black dog, but upper one is just like a destitute, and someone has used his name and created in millions. So when you realize your idea or your capability has been used by someone else, we are in that black dog position, that four-legged black dog position. You can ask, wow, I have 15 publications. Are you able to get a single pie of that? No, the publisher is getting that money. So we become that four-legged black dog, and that packet black dog is the Scopus, it may be the journal, it may be the PubMed. Okay, this is the scenario of knowledge economy. I am skipping these things. It's the exclusive right for your invention. 3 things are needed. So you were asking whether the thesis can be patented, how to patent my artistic work. So I have shown these are IPR, intellectual property right. There are categories. You cannot tell everything patent. Music, it can be intellectual property right under copyright. It cannot be patented. If your thesis work is just comparison between 2 treatment methods, there is no tangible object. You cannot make it patent. If it is between 2 devices, one existing device is there, I have come up with another device, then the second device, depending upon the 3 things, that is the new product or process, then the involving inventive step, something has been done new to that, then capable of industrial application. Only then it can be patented. So my PG thesis last year, I was the co-guide for one of the anesthesia PG. For 2 anesthesia PG, one PG's thesis can come under copyright, but second PG's thesis will come under patent. Because there we have developed one algorithm depending upon which the hemodynamic variability, the pain threshold is calculated. You might have come across that KIT review, objective pain score. Depending upon the pain score, analgesia delivery of the device will run. So that is the industrial application is there. But by comparing 2 drugs, this much is effective. I am not giving the industrial application to someone else to exploit commercially. So which can be copyright, which can be patent, which can be design, these are the things. Now things are clear? Okay, another thing. Suppose you have a pulse oximeter. When I was the anesthesia PG 15 years back, at that time, pulse oximeter machine was this much. During COVID, it come to the smaller size. So the point of care, small size, cost effectiveness, ease of use, extended use, on that basis one can patent that. But since the technology is the same emission technology, we cannot patent that product, we cannot patent that
technology, but we can patent the product in terms of design, in terms of inventive step. Now it's clear. Two types of invention are there. One is disruptive. Something was not there. You have created that technology. That is the disruptive technology. Second is the just adding something to that. That is called incremental innovation. Suppose this mic is this much. You might have come across that smaller mic in coming in the pocket. Again, the same technology. Sound energy is converted into electric energy and transmitted. Again, electric energy is converted into sound energy to the speaker. But you have reduced the size. So that can be patented because of the size, because of the cost, because of the ease of use. Now clear? But that will not be considered as disruptive technology. Whoever has first time discovered the microphone or the sound system is the disruptive technology. Later on, it's called incremental technology. That's why government or systems facilitate patent so that you improvise things. Car were present 100 years back, but each time new design, new technology, new comfort is coming into action. Earlier it was spoke model, now it's up to Tesla model, driverless. That is the inventive step. By disclosing, you are giving that, yes, with this much data, you can create the things. Above that data, by thinking out of the box over that data, one can do another addition to that. Clear? So criteria are these three. These are called triple test. Any one is there, the triangle will be lost. I am skipping what is novelty, means there is some newness. Here, display in public exhibition paper presented before a learned society for within 12 months, patent should be filed. Some were asking what was the duration. Suppose I have the idea. I am not disclosing in total. Two of the students who got the prize, one was on assertive technology. Okay, means how to assist someone in distress. So that technology, she has the idea. She has to fine tune how to develop that things. So with that idea, initially a provisional patent can be filed with the claims. This is the provisional patent. Within 12 months, she has to come up with the fine tuning data. Yes, I will apply this thing, but this thing, X thing, that X thing will be having this component. So that claim has to be much more defined. This is the advantage of filing the provisional patent. If you have the data at present in total, and you don't think that any much more fine tuning is needed, you go for complete patent in one go. Clear? So two things, provisional patent, then complete patent. There is a gap of 12 months. Another advantage that if you have the idea, you are working on that. Few of your colleagues may know that someone may steal your idea, someone may sell your idea. Even if you are a company, if you are a team, someone may sell your idea to somebody else. That these are the area where there is a scope. So to protect that, you have to go for provisional patent. Clear? Okay. Another thing, the claims. These are my things where there is novelty, where there is industrial application, you have to claim. Non-obviousness means that should not be known to person of your knowledge. Suppose you are from biochemistry field, so someone from biochemistry should not have that much of knowledge. Means it is unknown or it is non-obvious to that. Then it's the second step. Then there should be industrial application where you can exploit commercially if there is no industrial application. Clear? Three things has to be there. So there are few things that cannot be patented in India. So those are mere discovery of a scientific principle. You cannot make patent law of gravity. You cannot make patent law of viscosity. These are law of nature. You cannot make it patent. Fibrous invention or which is against natural law. Suppose I will make a device which will screen the X sperm to Y sperm so that male child would be formed. This is against law of nature, against law of the country. So that invention will be banned. So though there is all the three steps, but law of the state has to be there. So I am skipping these things. There are few non-patentable components in India. These are coming under section 3 and 4. Then literally dramatic, artistic work, they are not patentable in India because they come under copyright. Software, they come under patent in US, but in India, though we are a software giant globally, but unfortunately our IP policy is a little bit weak. So software comes under copyright in India. Okay. Who can apply for a patent? Any person claiming to be the true or first inventor of the invention, or his or her legal hire. Where to apply? In Government of India Patent Office. For KIMS staff or student, there is the IPR cell. KIT has the IPR cell, and there are IPL nodal officer in each school. I am the nodal officer for KIMS. You can contact me or send your mail to kitpatent@kit.ac.in. And fees, though this is for general information, for applying through KIMS or KIT or through NRTC, the fees is not chargeable to the party. Earlier it was in heavier amount. After this Startup India and Make in India incentive, Make in India initiative, it has been reduced to 4,000 rupees. So what are the stages? So first is the ideation phase. Ideation phase means this can be the idea which can develop the things into a next level, or it can be a patentable idea. So this is the idea phase. Then comes the prior art. Prior art means just like the thesis writing or the publications writing, we are searching review of literatures. What are the available literatures? Similarly, in prior art, we search for what are the existing patent. So I may be thinking something that it is a novel thing, it may be a patentable thing, but that might have been published anywhere in world. So why to spend my time, money and energy in that already published data? So you have to go for the prior art. If I can, here I want to, no, I will first complete, then I will show the how to search online. Then the provisional patent I have told, arrange the data, make the provisional patent. You have the window period of 12 months. You can refine, you can prototype, you can check or validate your data and go for the complete patent. Then complete patent filing has to be within 12 months. What Dr. Vikesh was telling, there is one thing called WIPO, WIPO, World Intellectual Property Organization. There is the PCT, Patent Cooperation Treaty. 185 countries globally, they are under one Paris Treaty. So if you are filing provisional patent in any of these 185 countries, then within 18 months, you are eligible to file in other country also. Okay, that's the window period you have, that you have the knowledge of this technology or this product or this method prior to anybody else globally in this 185 countries. Clear? So that is the advantage of filing the provisional patent. Then with the complete patent in the same country for 12 months or country of your origin, then in WIPO country or that PCT country, it's up to 18 months from the date of filing of the provisional patent. Then comes the publications. Publications means the patent or examiner, they examine the data for these 3 triple test. If it is as per the triple test guideline and the patent guideline of that state or the country, then patent got published. So publications is time bound and it's there. You can ask for earlier publications also by giving the additional fee, just like that Tatkal quota. Okay, you give the additional money to government, do the prior publications. Then first examination report is after 48 months of filing the patent. 48 months. It's after receiving the complete patent filing, the patent office keeps that as such. You have the window period of 4 years. Few of this technology company, rapidly deteriorating technology company, they have pressurized the government to do these things. Why? Suppose I am going for 4G. After 4 years, it will lapse. So why to give excess fees to government? Keep that as prior art, keep your boundary, do the monetization. After 4 years, it will go to 5G. If I get the patent or not, nothing to be worried for that. So they have deliberately made that. Okay. So it's the industry driven policy making. But for healthcare, how we can do that? we can give additional fees to that and ask for earlier expedite fast examination. Okay. Then after the fast examination report, there might be three things. They may reject your proposal that on these things, this triple test you have failed. Non-obviousness, incentive step, industrial application. There might be approval from the patent office side. Okay. So if it is approved, then patent is granted. If it is not approved, then FER report, that is the first examination report, is issued to the applicant. The applicant has 3 months time to give the reply to them. It may be written, it may be video conferencing, or it may be personally appearing at patent office to claim your claim. No, you are wrong. Though you have examined and given that my triple test is failed in my case, but my claim are these things. So it's just like the verbal testimony in the court. One patent applicant can go to the patent office and claim against or give own evidence for this first examination report. So then the controller can accept or reject or ask for more data. So these things goes on. Finally, grant is on the portal. Every Friday, the patent office publishes its already patentable or granted patent list. Within 1 year of the publications, if someone has any objection, just like that land deal, there is the notice in the register office, this agreement or this land deal has been done between these two. So it's just like that. If someone has the objection, this is my data, someone has stolen, or this was priorly mine, or I have also similar claims earlier, so this is infringement of my claim. Why this happens? Because there is the language problem. In India, it's English. In China, it's Chinese. So many times, while going for the prior art, we may skip some of this Chinese version, some of this French version. So they may later on claim that this patent has to be revoked. Okay. So those things comes after the grant. I have already told these things. So what is the duration? A term of 20 years from the date of filing of the patent application, the monopoly rights is given. So it's the only area where government tolerates and encourages monopoly. In rest of the area, competitive clause happens and you will be fined. Okay. So patent infringement is the commission of prohibited act with respect to patent of someone else. So I am not going into in depth of that. So this is one of the picture how a patent looks like. So just like your journal publications, it has the abstract, it has the background summary, then the figure with brief description, then the detailed description of the claim. It's the claim over which the monopoly arises. So I am going. Okay, you can take this picture. Ideation phase, then patent search and drafting, then filing the patent application, publication, request for examination, then how to respond to the objection raised by the patent examiner, then grant of the. Already I have told, I am again reading rapidly. Collect as much as information as possible. Okay, people has come. I want to show that online search here. Escape. Stop sharing. Huh? YouTube no. Google. I mean net खोल देवे. इतना बहुत ही जो मॉनिटर ऑन करियो. इसके बाद नेट जोड़ा तो
ऑनलाइन जीवन है शेयरिंग करिए जीवन ना এটা দেখি এটা দেখি আচ্ছা এটা আসলে না আসলে ঠিক আছে জানি কি দোকানে তো শেয়ারিং দোকানে মানে শেয়ারিং অনলাইন মানে সংসেবন দিতে পারবেন শেয়ারিং করতে পারবেন এটা Suppose I want to do some activity on artificial kidney. Okay, so I open Google patent because it's free. Few of the patent database their paid version. So in that case, I have typed artificial kidney. Just like in that PubMed or Scopus, you can use the keyword. Okay, then the date or priority. Here you can date because I am not concerned for which was 20 years back. So I want for recent things because if someone has got some patent and it's valid, means it will be within this 20-year period. So I can put the data there. So it's the language in which it's there. It's US, European, and Canada, Chinese, all these things are there. Who are the patent owner? It will be in the lower field. You can now see Fresenius copy is having maximum for artificial kidney. They have the patent. Then I can go, then the Medtronic, then the Boston Lamb, then the Baxter, then the Terumo. So if I want to go into directly to any of these things, so it's the artificial kidney tissue, it's array how to make it, or artificial kidney dialysis system. If I can open that, I can able to download that. So what I have shown in that picture, the total patent, the abstract, the picture, the claims, everything will come here. So by putting that keyword, you can do the prior art search, whether it's there or not. It's the homework for you. अब शेयर करके उतरे शेयर कर सीधा पड़ेगा कितना सीट yes so we are here so how to do the patent search. I have shown the database. So you have to collect the information available till that date because your time, energy, and money should not go in vain. Already something which has been applied by someone and it's already in the pipeline. You're sharing, stop. Huh? Okay. On the last line I have written, not all inventions are patentable. Okay. Section 3 of the Patent Act provides which are not patentable. I have already skipped those things, which is coming under copyright, which is coming under geographical indication, which is coming under this shape like logo, trademark, and traditional knowledge and the biodiversity. Those things cannot be patented. So during the search, you should filter out those things that yes, my patent is going into that restricted or the non-admissible area.
Then comes the drafting. So drafting is another thing where okay. So effective drafting of the patent application, because it's the drafting which will give you the keyword and which will tell you whether you should go for that patent or not. Again, it's to save your time. Okay. So in the drafting, as I have already discussed, the claim, background, description, and drawing, if any, and the abstract and summary has to be there. Utmost care and precision is needed at this step. So till now, it was in your personal domain. After drafting, it comes to the public domain by filing the patent application. So many times what happen, if you have not applied for the provisional patent, so you might be in the drafting phase, but someone has already applied the provisional patent. So in that case, the date of priority will go his or her name. Okay. This is where the Nobel Prize is not for monetizing. It's much more beyond that. The last before one line, the benefit of filing the provisional application. Few of the candidate were asking, provisional patent is that one can secure a prior date of filing, which is crucial in the patent. Okay. Then application is published after 18 months from the date of filing. There is no need for any special requirement for the application publications. But if you want to expedite the publications, you can do that by giving that expedite amount and for prior publications. Then unlike publication, the first examination report is not time bound. We have to apply. Okay. So why government are doing this? Because they get revenue by doing this as application fees. Then what happens with the first examination report? I have already discussed how to respond to the objection. We have already discussed this part. Then grant of patent. After the patent examiner is convinced with your claim and it is satisfying all the 3 parameters, then patent is granted. Then post grant objection before expiry of 1 year from the date of publication. If I have any claim, I have to go for that. After that, I can go to the Supreme Court, not to the patent office. Okay. No, it's all digitally recorded. They are maintaining the secrecy. Rather, they facilitate that you are missing this component. Please verify and resend. So this is the positive support from their side. Suppose they file the patent in their name. Okay, you are filing digitally on. Suppose I am filing some patent application on today, 21st October. So his or her filing will be after that. And he was in that profit of chair position. So obviously he will be asked by the court of law that you have stolen the idea of Dr. Ashok or XYZ. Clear? So before submission of digital data to him, how he or she can know my things that he can file his or name. Okay. So we are discussing patent till now. What are the copyright? Because in institute, the publications till today we are behind publication. So many of our colleagues, they pay to the journal and publish there. So I will request all of them, whoever is paying to the journal, then claim the copyright prior in your name and put that as IPR to keep. So though you are paying to the journal and doing your publications, but at least the IPR should be in your name. So otherwise, no. If the journal is a free journal, then they ask for copyright transfer because they want to monetize your publications. If they are taking money from your side, they will not ask for copyright. It's the simple thing. Either you pay or we extract from the customer. After taking the money from the, then that 4 leg, you are in that 4 leg category. Seat bhi mera, part bhi mera, this should not be that done. If it is a open access, mostly, then in the mostly open access, the copyright has to be there. That's why I told, even Dr. Sahu was telling, we are only after Saraswati. We have to recognize the Lakshmi component of that. For promotion sake or other things, we are giving our hard work to the journal and they are minting the money. All of this IIM and IIT, they paid me at least 5 to 7 crore per year for batch to Harvard University for assessing the digital content. We are paying to them. You cannot ask, but your hard work, 2 years hard work, your PG's hard work, everything we are surrendering to them as copyright. Yes, it has to be free or copyright has to be with me. If they are taking it as free, then copyright will be with them because their intention is to mint money. So either they will take money from you or they will extract money from the reader. The journals number is increasing. Okay. So it's not mandatory to get copyright protection. It's a post test. Okay. In the post test, there was the question in one of the options that copyright is not mandatory. Then why someone will go for copyright? But always advisable to do so because it will give the owner a certain amount of minimum rights over the. I have done this, but I should have the claim that this is my copyright. Or else how I can prove that it is my copyright act subsequently. That is the thing. Or else once you express your artistic work or voice or music or anything, it's your copyright. But to prove it in the court of law or prove it in front of the, in case of infringement, you need to go for the copyright. Okay. So here, again, another thing, this website is there. From clicking the website, we can go directly to the Copyright Office, government office website. So you can search the keyword, you can search the name and any other thing. Suppose you want to know the copyright of any of the author, then you can go for that. So these are the portals where you can access. If someone has claimed the copyright, then it has to be with this portal. Okay. So this is how copyright. That was my individual copyright on this left side. It comes from the register. Then when there are much more applicants are there, then the copyright applications are there. And copyright has the duration of 60 years above the life of the copyright owner. Okay. If you go to the copyright history or search copyright controversy on Google, you can find that happy birthday music tone. There was the much more controversial. The English teacher made that, other companies made money over that. Finally, she got the compensation. That you cannot do someone's artistic work or any other thing. That's why there is the Piracy Act is there. There is the copyright infringement is there. If you put some of your any of the popular songs in your name by creating a channel on YouTube, there will be copyright takedown notice. So those are the things. This is how official Journal of Patent Office publish. So here you can see my publications. There is on the lower side, there is written number of claim 10. So what are the area I have claimed, that is the number of claims. So that number of claims is the restricted area. You cannot come to this claim area for next 20 years. It's the boundary I have created. Okay, so by doing these things, you are creating a no entry barrier or the monopoly for your research or your academic activity or your patent. So it's that thing. Now, can you tell? We have already discussed who owns the copyright here. Though I am the first author, I don't have the copyright because at that time I was having that foreleg. Clear? So the journal have the copyright. So how to respond to the KIT patent facility? 13 questions were shared to the faculty member by mail, over mail from me. I can reshare that. So these are the questions. KIT has hired 2 of the legal firm for patent filing on behalf of the faculty member. So please provide a suitable title for your invention. So this is for the keyword. What I have done mistake in my past patent, I have given the name there. Then the examiner, after 2 years, he gave the data that a name particularly, that Sanjeevani name cannot be patented since it was from the Ramayana days. So again, I have to respond to that. Then we have to add QCPR to that. Then again, claim comes. You have deliberately made Sanjeevani one front, QCPR another front. It should be similar. So such things happens. Because suppose the patent examiner have given the patent name for Sanjeevani to me, then I would have closed all the Sanjeevani hospitals, pharmacy store in India. And I could claim the Ramayana printer also. For using this word Sanjeevani, you have to pay me. That's why the patent office also examines this component. Now clear? So use the title, use the keyword in the title. Then elaborate the problem. Many of the students, almost we have got 17 ideas for the idea bazaar. What is the problem you are going to address? You have to define the problem. This is the problem. Is there any available solution to that? If yes, then what is the pain point of the user? They are not happy. The cost is higher side. It's not easily available, or it's important, or it's too bulky. So these are the pain area. Then by your invention, what is the customer gain area? How they are going to gain the benefit by your invention? That is your novelty. So by the gain area, you are indirectly telling the industrial application. Yes, due to this gain, public will procure this or public will buy this. So these are the things, data you have to give so that the attorney appointed by KIT, they will draft. Even now, university has facilitated this drafting portion also. But some raw component has to be given to them. Okay, so these are the questions. Last, please provide us any information you on the same. Then please provide how your solution is unique and different as compared with other available or known solution to the same or similar problem. That I have told. Existing solution, how your solution is going to be better. Then please provide us advantage of your solution. Means that is the customer segment, or that is called, in business world, that is called value addition or competitive advantage, and the industrial applications. Then please intimate if can think for any alternative way or solution. Why this is there? Suppose I will tell you can approach KIT through Big Bazaar or that Magnet Square route. Then I am opening this high international school route. So I have to check this area also. So that's why, what are the alternative area through which your solution can be made? If you are not opening that area and just making a robust wall on this side, someone may come through that area also. So you are not protecting your property. So property has to be well protected. That's why the attorney is asking for those things. If something is made by, for biochemistry, I am telling something is made by oxidation, then it can be done by reduction also through some other route. So you have to protect that route also. Okay. Then what are the novel aspect of your invention that need protection? That means those are the claim. Any environmental issue confronted, because there might be some legal issue, there might be some government administration issue. That's why these things were asked. Then please enlist all innovative staff. Then what are the utility or application of your invention? Enlist them. Is the invention already been implemented in any product or process? That's Dr. Sahu was again telling to Dr. Chawla. there is one thing called FTO, freedom to operate. Means it was patent earlier, but now the patent has been over. So you can use that technology and do the incremental innovation above that. That is called freedom to operate. Okay, FTO. So those things has to be there. Okay. Then last one, has the invention been published or disclosed? Means it's in the public domain. So you cannot claim the prior art. That under this heading, the KIT University is asking for the patent details. So again, it's confidential. You can send over mail, give the acknowledgement that yes, we have given one data to them. So we are just collecting the number. Each data is with the register KIT. Okay. And since it is through mail, again, as you were asking, the send date is your prior art. Suppose you have sent to me on 22nd October, I have done something to that. Over by claiming through your sent mail, you can sue me. So this is the KIT IPR facility. You can note down my number and mail ID. Okay. Now the question to the students. Do you think it can be patented? If yes, then why? If no, then why? Usually the barrel is towards the front. So I have done some invention. Let's make it retrograde or reverse. Can it be patented? No. If no, then why? There is no novelty. Why? The size is small. Suppose the barrel would have gone from this to this area. So size would be larger. So here the size is compact. I can claim the novelty. My size is small. Because of the small size, you can manage to hide. So not every tweaking or every modification can be patented. Utility is there. You can keep on your shoulder and shoot the back person without seeing randomly. Six bullets are there. If one can think that it is against the law of the state, as Dr. Russell told, it can be used for suicide. But can we promote something which facilitates suicide? No. So though the 3 steps are there, it's compact, smaller size, one can hide, but law of the state is not allowing that. So every tweaking cannot be patented. Okay, thank you. Any questions? 60 years. 60 years from the life of the copyright owner. Okay. Okay. From the online portal, few of the questions were there. Mr. Jyoti Singh has asked, self-harm or utility for suicide? Okay, so publish. Once published, you cannot go for copyright, because as many of these faculty were telling, by that time you have given the copyright to them. Okay, or if it is published without giving the copyright, then you can submit to the copyright office that yes, it was published on this date, because there is a column whether it is published or unpublished. Someone should not have the copyright ownership when you are claiming. Okay. Again, same question. I have poems written long back. How to go about it? You can apply for copyright. No issue that, because whenever you are claiming, from the date of claim, it goes 60 years after the life of the copyright owner. So if it is not published or someone has not claimed for that, then it can. Patent, there should not be publication. But for artistic work, it is already demonstrated or it's already done. So this publish or demonstration term doesn't valid for copyright. Okay. But for software, if your code is in the public domain, then you cannot claim the copyright, because by that time someone might have already used your code and make their software. So the beginning of that software may come prior to your claim. So if it is for, can we copyright a recipe for cooking? A recipe for cooking cannot be copyright. If you are making a book, recipe book, then the book can be copyright. Okay. A recipe as such can be the trade secret or the traditional knowledge. Okay, in traditional knowledge you cannot claim, but trade secret it should not come outside the family or the outside that cluster. Just like that particular recipe run by families. There was a question for in the post test. You have the apple juice or something making for generations, then whether it can be patented or not. In the post test, one question was there, so it cannot be patented. So it's the trade secret. Design of outer shape of Coca-Cola is coming under logo or trademark. Coca-Cola recipe is trade secret. 4 families are sharing that, and they don't travel in one go. If something happens to them during the air flight or train, the recipe will be lost. That's why it's their trade secret, and it's coming for last 400 years. But had it been patent, then it would have been last by 20 years. So if you are maintaining your recipe or trade secret, then it can run perpetually. There is no time bomb. No, that is called evergreening. Usually for pharmaceutical industry, there was a major setback to Novartis. One of that cancer and nephro drug, they just little bit modified after 20 years and claim for another patent. But in government of India Patent Office, it was labeled as evergreening. You are just making over the color. So patent was revoked and Novartis was fined. Open access journal asking for manuscript processing charge, not publication charge. In that case, you can, it's up to them, and it's a one-to-one deal with them. If you are asking for the copyright, these are my thoughts, this is my hard work. If you are taking the processing charge or whatever may be the charge, copyright has to be with me. Once all doctors or all researchers claim this, then they will go in front of us. Now we are going in front of them. That's why they are dictating us. Will you get royalty after publishing if we copyright our journal before sending to them? It's depend upon the journal whether they are accepting or not. Without copyright, they may not publish. What is the advantage for them by publishing your copyright journal? Any of the businessmen, don't think that they are publication journal, they are behind research. They are purely money-minded business people. They will look after their profit. Okay.
So thank you, Dr. Ashok Badamali. It was really very lively discussion, a very interactive session, and I think everyone enjoyed, including me. So now we have come to end of the session, and beyond all apprehensions, we have almost stuck to our time. We have taken only extra 15 minutes, and that is some kind of achievement, having all activities simultaneously going on. Now the time of giving thanks, paying gratitude. So where to begin with? The topic, when I chose, my entire department, my colleagues stood by me. So that was the biggest support that I could have. I got all the freedom. So big applause for my colleagues, including my HOD, my senior professor. Everybody agreed to that, for which we can actually took the initiative. And then I'll thank our IPR cell and Dr. Ashok Badamali, who has given immense support. And almost last minute, I was just clinging on to him, please send the questionnaire, do this, do that. And nicely he has concluded, given a very practical talk also. And I think many people, because I did patents and this copyrights, everything, we hide little things in our mind. And very silent people, very not so open people, they have something brewing in their mind. And I think they can go back and start thinking about all these assets. And I must thank our organization. First, our KIT University, who has taken initiative and also offered 80-20 breakup for innovators. So that was one big step from KIT University. So it is said, Sevitavyo Mahavriksha Phalachaya Samanvitaha Yaditaivat Phalanasti Chaya Kena Nivaryate. That means we must worship or adhere to bigger institutes or bigger trees. By chance, if we don't get fruit, then at least the shade is not denied. So we are under the shade of KIT University, and we are really proud of its ranking and all, and getting all support from the university, as well as from KIMS, our academic, all academic heads. They have also stood by us. All kinds of logistic support that we are getting. I think it's quite a good at par with all international organizations. And I must thank our IT support, Mr. Sandeep especially, who has very meticulously managed the entire show. I'm really very, very thankful to him. Without him, actually, our this hybrid show would not have been so successful. Should I tell less about our participants? They are the actually energizers. When I saw the responses coming on Google Form, that was really a motivation for us to make it still better, and there's not any flaws. And I thank all the speakers a lot. And again, our support system of our department, our technicians, our attendant, and the people who work for us during the hospitality management, all we are very much thankful. So with that, again, heartfelt thanks to one and all those are involved. And our students, of course, they are the participants. I'm not telling students, I see many innovators in them. They are also a part of it. And with heartfelt thanks to one and all, I conclude this session. Thank you all.